Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight. Episode 300. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear devotees, we closed the previous episode with the note that Hemat Panji met Ali Muhammad in the market streets of Bandra after 9 years from their meeting on the holy festival at Hemat Panji's home, and upon the latter's request to elaborate on how he got the bas relief image of Sri Sai and why he handed over it to him on the day of holy festival, Ali Muhammad began to narrate the episode related to this. Ali Muhammad said he got the picture of Pir Maulana Sahib, whom he worships, and the image of Sri Sai Baba, whom he loved, from a hawker. I brought those pictures home and hung them on the wall from where I can have their darshan joyfully every day, said Ali Muhammad. He continued, 3 months prior to giving the picture to you, I was not well, as my legs were swollen and had been operated upon, so went and stayed with my sister's husband, Nur Muhammad Peerbai, for nearly 3 months. And nobody was at my home during that time. I also had pictures of few other saints such as Baba Abdul Rahman, Tajuddin Baba, Maulana Sahib Muhammad Hussain, and Baba Sai were beautifying and blessing my home. Devotees can recall that Pir Maulana Sahib was the one who directed Sita Devi Tarkat to Sri Sai Baba when she approached him for relief for her headache. Pir Maulana Sahib reverentially mentioned Sri Sai Baba as his elder brother to Sita Devi Tarkat. Subsequently, when Sita Devi went to have darshan of Sri Sai Maharaj, he said, "Mother, did my brother at Bandra send you here?" Thus, Sri Sai Baba addressed Pir Maulana Sahib fondly as brother. Pir Maulana Sahib's assistant was Ismu Mujawar, peon of Hemat Panji, and he insisted him to visit and reap the blessings of Pir Maulana, which Hemat Panji couldn't make it. Let me give a brief account on Tajuddin Baba. He made Nagpur his divine abode. Once, Shama travelled to Nagpur, and as soon as he returned to Shirdi, Sri Sai Maharaj's first question to Shama was, "Did you see the golden tree in the southern side of Nagpur?" Shama quickly grasped the gist of what Sri Sai Maharaj asked and answered in affirmative. This assertion of Sri Sai Baba testifies the glory of Tajuddin Baba. This great saint was considered an insane person and was even kept in an asylum to regain his mental health. In fact, Tajuddin Baba was happy to be in the asylum, as Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa proclaims, worldly people are in a state of chronic intoxication, mad with women and gold, and are insensible to spiritual ideas. This being the reality, on the contrary, worldly people consider great saints as insane people. How ridiculous this could be. Tajuddin Baba is a Atmanyani. He is always in constant communion with the Supreme Lord. He wanted to stay aloof from the worldly people and felt staying in the asylum is the best way to escape from all the troubles caused by the common man. Such was his sainthood. Now, getting back to the narration of Ali Muhammad to Hemant Panji, he said, "The divine sport of Sri Sai Maharaj is inscrutable. You will be amazed to listen how this beautiful image of Sri Sai Baba remained intact at my home and was passed on to you." A small picture of Saint Baba Abdul Rahman was with Muhammad Hussain, who was known as Tharia. Many years ago, he had given me a copy of this very beautiful picture, which I gave to Nur Muhammad Pirbhai, my brother in law, as he was his devotee. The latter kept it safely in his drawer, and the picture, being a very small one, remained inside the drawer of his table for nearly 8 years. Recently, he opened the drawer to look for something. That's when he got to see the picture again. The picture attracted him so much that he took it to a photographer in Bombay and got it enlarged to the life size of Abdul Baba. Nur Muhammad desired to take it as a gift for him and thought, seeing this huge portrait, the saint might feel elated. The enlarged picture looked very beautiful and real, so Nur Muhammad Pirbhai wished to distribute it to all his friends and relatives, as they were also devotees of Saint Abdul Rahman. One of the copies was given to me, and I hung it on the wall in my house. Nur Muhammad Pirbhai went to give his guru Abdul Rahman when many of his devotees assembled around him with reverence. The moment Nur Muhammad handed over the life-size portrait of Saint Abdul Rahman, the devotees present there were awestruck to see the stunning portrait, but the saint, reading the mind of Nur Muhammad, got enraged and immediately got up from his seat to thrash him, began to abuse him with harsh words, humiliating him, sent him away. This incident made Nur Muhammad very distressed and anxious. He became very sad, not only because he invested lots of money to develop this portrait and copies, but mainly because he kindled the anger of the Guru and lost his grace. Till that day, Nur Muhammad was bestowed with the Guru's favors, but now became a cause of his wrath. So he became depressed and was in an inconsolable state. He thought he should not have done something that would irritate his guru, as that would do something bad to him either today or in the future. So Nur Muhammad decided to discard the portrait and the pictures of all the saints at his home. He planned to immerse all the pictures, as worshipping the images is not the philosophy of his guru. Keeping these pictures will only displease the Guru, and Nur Muhammad didn't want to disappoint his Guru anymore. So, left with no options, he carried the picture and went to the dock to immerse it. Though few others were interested in taking that portrait, Nur Muhammad was not willing to give it to anyone. He went up to Apollo Bandar, hired a boat, went deep in the sea and immersed it. Nur Muhammad was very stern that none of his friends and relatives should also use that picture. So he decided to collect back all the copies of the picture that he had distributed. He told all of them that Abdul Baba is very angry seeing the portrait, hence all of you return the copy of the picture, as they must be immersed. Devotees might wonder the reason behind Saint Abdul Rahman's anger upon seeing the portrait. As per Islam, worship of images is against the religion. Whereas Nur Muhammad made a portrait of the saint, the portrait might become an object of worship. Showing reverence to the image is considered as worship to the form, and this is contradicting to the philosophies of Islam. Hence, the saint became furious with Nur Muhammad. Did the saint become enraged just because this portrait will cultivate image worship? If we ponder deeply on this subject, we also find another reason hidden behind this anger. Saint Abdul Rahman is a great Sufi saint, and the Sufi saints fear that these pictures might also cultivate ego in their mind as they become an object of worship. The saint trekking in the path of Sufism will be vigilant about these distractions and would never entertain them. Sufism reflects the philosophies highlighted in the Upanishads quoted in Hinduism. Truly speaking, the saints have transcended those levels and still they are very cautious and imparting a lesson to the aspirants that their sainthood must not become a victim of this paraphernalia. The philosophies recorded in the Upanishads are parallel to the one mentioned in Sufism. The usage of the terms might differ, but the underlying principle will be one and the same. The saint trekking the path of Sufism will remain detached from worldly pleasures and comforts. As per Islamic thought, none should be worshipped in par with the Supreme God. This principle is known as Tawhid, which means oneness of God. That is, God's nature is unique and significant. There is only one God worthy of worship. So, if Saint Abdul Rahman's picture will be kept, then that might cause two problems. Firstly, the saint might develop ego, considering himself to be in par with God, and secondly, if Nur Muhammad will place it at his home, he will begin to worship his Guru's picture. Then Tawhid, the most fundamental belief in Islam, which forms the foundation of Muslim faith, that is oneness of God, will be breached, and that becomes a greatest offense as per the religion. Also, the saint feels that this can become a hurdle in the spiritual progress of the aspirant. Devotees, we shall listen to more enthralling stories in this connection in the coming episode. Bo to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.